What types of cars are the next-gen racers? This is a long overdue video, but today I answer that question. Now, depending on how you want to look at it, this is either the simplest generation or the hardest. So let's get into it. All info used comes from the Pixar Cars wiki. Starting off with the Next Gen SA series, we have JD McPillar, Bubba Wheelhouse, Eric Emma Rolling, Chris Roman, Harvey Rodcap, Ryan Inside Laney, Chase Racelet, William Byrev, Tim Treadless, Rich Mixon, Aaron Clocker, Jim Reverick, Dan Carcia, Sheldon Shifter, Nick Shift, Spiky Phillips, Noah Gochek, Jonas Carvers, Aiden, Kristoff, Sequoia, Ronald, Tom W, and Sudeep. And for the Next Gen SB series, we have Flipped Over, Karsten A. Stillen, Eric Breaker, Rowdy Revan Bush, Danny Swervez, Gogo Logano, Cam Spinner, Ed Trunkin, Steve Slick LePage, Michael Roeder, George Nguyen, Herb Kerbler, Barry DePedal, H.J. Hollis, Richie Gunzit, Mafast Fong, Will Rush, Conrad Camber, J.P. Drive, Paul Conrev, Kurt, Ernesto, Gabriel, Juni, Sriram, and Jay. Jackson Storm is a 2017 custom-built next-gen Piston Cup racer, and Cruz Ramirez is a 2017 CRS Sports Coupe. Now for the more complicated list with the various sub-classes. First up, the Next Gen SA2, there's Ryan Inside Laney, Nick Shift, Aiden, and Tom W. For Next Gen SA3s, there's JD McPillar, Bubba Wheelhouse, Eric Emma Rolling, Chris Roman, Harvey Rodcap, William Byrev, Tim Treadless, Rich Mixon, Aaron Clocker, Jim Reverick, Dan Carcia, Sheldon Shifter, Noah Gochek, Jonas Carvers, Sequoia, and Ronald. Rounding out the Next Gen SAs, the Next Gen SA5 contains Chase Racelet, Spiky Phillips, and Kristoff. Moving on to the Next Gen SBs, the Next Gen SB4 contains Rowdy Revan Bush, Danny Swervez, Ed Trunkin, Steve Slick LePage, George Nguyen, Barry DePedal, H.J. Hollis, Richie Gunzit, Mafast Fong, Will Rush, and Sriram. And for the Next Gen SB9s, there is Flipped Over, Karsten A. Stillen, Eric Breaker, Gogo Logano, Cam Spinner, Michael Roeder, Herb Kerbler, Conrad Camber, J.P. Drive, and Paul Conrev. And as said before, Jackson Storm is a 2017 custom-built next-gen Piston Cup racer, and Cruz Ramirez is a 2017 CRS Sports Coupe. Now for the unknowns, where they have their main category but not their specific series number. We know Sudeep is an SA something, and we do know that Kurt, Ernesto, Gabriel, Juni, and Jay are SB somethings, but we don't know what specific model they are. And that should be all of the Next Gen racers. Now I'm going to correct some errors in the first two parts of this series. From part 1, I forgot to mention Chuck Armstrong. He is an Accelovision. And I also said Billy Oil Changer and Brush Kerber are Lotta GTs, when I misread that they are actually Iota GTs. And in part 2 for the Cars 3 Vets, I said Terry Cargas was a Brawny Motorco Spark EA. This is wrong, he is an Accelovision EA. And I forgot to add Parker Breakston. He is also an Accelovision EA. And if you're curious why Lightning McQueen wasn't included this time, he was in the first two parts and he's not really a next gen. Let me know which part of this series I should do next, whether the World Grand Prix racers or the 1950s racers. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more Cars content. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.